Now, we're just going to ignore the fact just for a few minutes that the world is literally on fire, the USD is weakening, and we're in so many wars that I've lost count, just to focus on who is going to affect the crypto markets. This is not to say that these candidates, based off of these metrics and qualitative data, are necessarily better for the world. We are starting with Donald Trump. Now, many of you probably already know that there's a lot of pro-sentiment around Donald Trump, but his, love affair with crypto has not been long-standing. It was just in 2021 that he was calling Bitcoin a scam, but now in 2024, he has turned about face. And I would imagine that money has a little bit of a part of it. He has received donations from the Winklevoss twins, $1 million each, and overall he's calculated to have attained around $3 million to $5 million in donations from crypto executives and institutions alike. But not only that, he has chosen an extremely pro-crypto VP candidate in JD Vance. Now, JD Vance, all you need to know is that he owns around $100,000 in Bitcoin based off of his disclosures, and he actually received a great deal of political donations from Peter Thiel himself, who is also pro-crypto. But not only that, Trump advisors have actually changed the language of the Republican platform to specifically designate that they back the right to fight for Bitcoin mining in the United States, as well as the self-custody of digital assets more generally. So it is needless to say that at least the pandering aspect of his campaign is certainly pro-crypto. Now off to number 2, Kamala Harris, and question mark, because we don't know who her VP choice is. Now, Kamala Harris is a lot more ambiguous when it comes to crypto. We actually haven't heard her say anything that is completely detrimental or completely in praise about the industry writ large, but we do know a few things that can help us assume as to what her position might be. Information point number 1. We know that she's a California native, and we know that she's received many donations from big tech CEOs throughout her entire career, and that actually her regulation stance with regards to big tech has been extremely lenient. In fact, it's one of the things that people criticize her most on. And so, needless to say, hopefully, if there's any type of pro-sentiment that could come from Kamala on crypto, it is going to come from her ties of being from California, being near big tech, and often softening the regulation of those who provide her donations, just like every freaking politician. It is important to note that all of the money donated to the Biden campaign came from donors who did not care at all about crypto policy and were likely going to implement another 4 years of regulation by enforcement. And this is slightly worrying because it's likely that Harris will just continue the course that Biden had already planned, just to make sure that she keeps as much support as possible. But there are 2 things that might get your hopes up if Harris ends up winning. The first is that Harris understands the nuance of technology. In fact, she was appointed as Biden's AI czar in 2023, and she clearly stated that it is not a choice between full regulation and the complete elimination of AI altogether and AI destroying the world. In fact, there was a nuanced path that we could all tread lightly on to make sure that we embrace the technology within the context of regulation. And this nuanced understanding is very rare, particularly amongst many politicians who are, frankly, old as hell. The second glimpse of hope is that Mark Cuban has been hearing that she is actually going to be a little bit more open with regards to crypto policy. Now, granted, do I usually take any random person's thoughts on where the world is going? No. But Mark Cuban is a billionaire. Now, granted, as a billionaire, he could be tricking us all in saying that, knowing that he's shifting market sentiment by being a billionaire. So you can take that as you may. So all in all, I'd have to say for a Trump presidency, we are going from neutral to positive sentiment, and for a Harris presidency, we're likely going from kinda neutral to likely negative. But of course, don't place your bets just yet, because we have Donald Trump headlining the Bitcoin conference in 2024 in Nashville, Tennessee this week. So we'll see if he makes any particular statements that make us even more hopeful as to his position if he were to actually be elected. And we have a few months until November for Harris to maybe give us some reassurance in the industry that she won't just ship us from the United States to somewhere else. Until next time, I appreciate it, and peace.